Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about posture. It's a question that I'm asked quite often. And in reality, meditation, any mindfulness practice can be done seated, standing, lying down. But it's important to find a comfortable seated posture, standing posture, or lying down posture. And so in a standing posture, it's just basic standing with the arms resting at the side. So it doesn't need to be wide open, it can just be resting. So this is just a basic standing meditation posture. You could do this in line at the grocery store. You could do this anywhere where you're waiting. But most often you've seen the posture of meditation seated. And so what we're most focused on in the sitting practice is that our hips are higher than our knees. The hips that are higher than our knees act as supports to our base, and if we begin to fall asleep, begin to move from side to side, it holds us up. It also allows the back to be upright but not stiff, leaving the natural curve in the spine so it doesn't cause so much pain in the back and the muscles of the back. So I'm going to turn myself so that you can see my body. So feet are flat, planted on the floor. I'm out further from the back of the chair in order for my feet to be flat on the floor, my knees to be below my hips, and hands are just softly placed in the lap or on the knees. If you're someone that's tall, you might need a blanket that you can place under your seat. It would allow you to rise up a bit more. So now you can see that my hips are much above my knees. And so it gives you this ability to stay upright, allowing the back to be straight without this soft falling curve in the back, which causes so much pain. If you have issues with your back, one thing you can do is get a pillow, or if you have a yoga mat at home, you can place this right on the chair, allowing the body, it's almost like a bumper. So if you start to fall or you fall asleep, it'll just support you, allowing you to sit back upright in this way. If you're extremely short, and I am one of those people who's very short, you might decide to place a pillow under your feet while sitting in a chair at home. And so you can place, I'm going to use the yoga blocks, but you can use a pillow or even rolled up towels under your feet. And just gently resting the feet. Now at this position, my hips are below my knees, and so I would need a blanket to rest beneath me in the same way as I just showed before. The posture is upright, it's stable, and if I do fall asleep, which is totally normal, happens, especially when I'm teaching people fall asleep, it's completely normal. Our bodies are tired, they're resting, so we fall asleep. So I'm going to move on to the floor. You may not have a kneeling bench at home. I'm just going to show you that it is a possibility. This is a kneeling bench. Some collapse for travel. This is mine. Just rest it behind us so that we can sit upright. Especially if you have problems with your knees or hips, this is a soft and easy way to practice if you'd like to be on the floor. Now, if you have a cushion or a pillow at home and you'd like to try to sit on the floor, there are many different postures that you can utilize to sit. And so it's round and flat, you can see here. And right at the front, there's a seam. I'm going to show you how to sit on the cushion properly if it's flat. But first, I'm going to show you the saddle position. So we turn it on its side in this way. And just like the kneeler, you can get a pillow at home. You can sit on it like you're riding a horse in a saddle. And particularly if you're of a certain age, which I am, This is an easier posture to be in rather than being fully on the floor, but I'm going to show you those postures as well. But again, your hips are higher than your knees. If you do start to wobble or fall asleep, this gives you a way to rest and settle in this position. Hands again, you can rest them upright, flat down, one hand up, or together. And so if you'd like to practice sitting on a cushion or a pillow at home, just want to make sure that you're sitting out toward the edge. So I'm going to turn my body to show you what it might look like. And so again, the hips are higher than the knees. It's another stable seat. And I will turn towards the front in just a moment, just so you can see my back and how much cushion there is behind me. For some, this is a very difficult position, particularly because of hips and knees. So if you have small towels at home and you'd like to try this posture, you can rest the towels under the knee to give it support. You can do it for both. It just gives you another way to prop yourself up, gives you support resting on the seat. If you're really flexible, you can do half lotus or full lotus in this position. I can no longer get into that position, and so I'm not even going to demonstrate it today. You can look it up online. So you can find different props around your home, blankets, pillows, towels, cushions, any position to help you in this upright seated posture. It's just not a wake alert posture, a dignified posture. I'm going to show you one more posture, which is lying down. So in the body scan, which is a formal practice in mindfulness meditation, we lie down. And there's two ways that you can practice on the floor if you'd like to lie down. It's a lying posture, and so just allowing the body to rest fully on the floor. But if this is difficult on your back, for some this is very difficult on their back, you can take a blanket and roll the blanket up, or even a yoga mat or a pillow, and rest it beneath your knees to support your low back. And then finally, if you'd like, there's one more posture that we call the astronaut. So you would need a chair that you can bring close to where you're lying down. You want your knees to be fully on the chair so that the calves are resting gently. And you're just going to rest in this way to meditate. This is called the astronaut pose. It's another way to support the low back and hips in practice. You definitely will notice that at times you might fall asleep because it is so comfortable. And so these are the postures that we utilize for mindfulness meditation: standing, seated, lying down. And so taking some time to practice or play around with it is a lot of fun, and it gives you great support while you do practice, allowing you to practice more often in many cases. So I hope this was enjoyable for you today. Yeah, and have some fun, play around.